You're watching Brainstorm Acres. I'm Henry.
And I'm Irene.
And today we're doing some greenhouse maintenance. Irene's going to be taking care of some plants. And I'll be putting a new hose on the regulator so I can put the propane tank outside away from the heater to make it safer.
I did go ahead and I've gradually been cleaning this up. Now it's often very hot in here during the day, and so I'm taking this down a little bit of time. I've been getting the strings out of the way, I've been taking the clips off of them, and gradually taking down the dead zone. But down here we have the cantaloupe and the cucumber and the tomatoes that I transplanted the other day, and I decided I would go ahead and tie up the cantaloupe and the cucumber. Originally I wasn't going to do that because I thought they might stay warmer, but I'm starting to have a little bit of downy mildew on the cucumber, and I'm thinking if they're getting better air circulation, this might be less of a problem. I am going to spray though. I just need to get around to it, and it's on my list of things to do. So once you make it to the list, you usually actually get done. Before there, maybe not. And to peek in on these guys, there's the beets right there. As you can see, they're coming along pretty well, and all these little guys over here are the new ones that I had planted to fill in the gaps that never came up the first time. This guy over here is my very happy radishes, and then these are the other tomatoes I planted the other day. So we're doing pretty good. And of course, the jungle, also known as the lettuce and cabbage place. And we have a very important harvest today. I'm gonna cut Henry's cucumber right off that plant there. We have like a 7-inch cucumber.
Yum.
Yum. I already started running some water, so what I need to do is top up the water and bunch of the plants. The tomatoes are a little wilty. They needed water. I recognized last night at bedtime that they were getting a little dry, but I decided it would be better not to dump cold water on their toes right before bedtime. So I decided they'd be fine until this morning, but now I have to water them. So I'm going to refill all the trays here. The other day, I did a nice little video on why the heck would I plant seeds in November. Well, it's because we're eating what we're growing. And these plants here are pak choi. And we eat anywhere between 2 and 4 of those plants a week. And because of a bad case of life, we got behind on planting our pak choi. So I only have 3 adult pak choi right now, plus 1 preteen and 1 baby. And this is another one that had gotten damaged by not being watered properly, but is coming back a bit. Anyway, so a couple of days ago, I planted 6 cups with pak choi in them. And right now we have 4 that are up and doing their little leafy thing. These 2 here haven't done anything yet, but that could just be that they're not going to, or they're taking a little longer. So we'll see. But I'm going to need to plant more again, and I'm also going to be planting some other seeds which came in the mail yesterday. So onward to watering. Quick tour again. There's the pak choi seedlings, pak choi and some cabbage. More cabbage, tomatoes, and 1 lonely cabbage down there. Now somebody's coming up in his cup. I have a sneaky suspicion based on the leaf form that that is a tomato, but I have no idea what kind it'll be. This soil was reused, and my guess is that's one of those seedlings that just didn't come up when it was supposed to. So you can only hold the dirt for so long before you give up. So I'm guessing that's probably a tomato based on the leaf. Here's our little resurrected Red Delicious. I'm watering him twice a day in the bucket here. He wound up with a little leaf burn right over here the other day. I accidentally spilled water on his leaf, and then he got too sunny. So I'm trying not to do that anymore. And here's our regular tomatoes that we have in big buckets. Here's a cucumber. This is cantaloupe. Now, the only thing I've been seeing wrong about either the cucumber or the cantaloupe is I'm not seeing them set any fruit. I need to do a little research. It may just be a little too cold in here at night right now. It's quite possible. We're still hoping, as long as they're still alive and kicking, we figure that they may produce in the long run. This is beets, and this is radishes. And you can see they're coming along nicely. These racks that I have on here, these hoops, we'll see how the weather goes. Our current forecast is getting down into the 20s again, starting, I want to say in a day or so here. They don't really seem to know what's going on, but here we have more tomatoes and stuff. And here's the great jungle. This is the lettuce jungle. We have romaine and 3 different types of salanova, and then a green star lettuce. So we have had, Henry will probably know the number. He's been really enjoying keeping track of the number of salads we've had off this, but it's an obscene number. We figure we're spending probably $60 to $80 a month on propane. I don't think we're actually spending quite that much. It depends on exactly what the weather's doing, but we are getting probably between $100 and $150 worth of greens a month. So we're still coming out ahead. Just the flexibility of being able to say, I want a salad or I don't want a salad. And now these have been harvested again. This is our Swiss chard. We had a big Swiss chard festival as part of our dinner the other day. I was joking with Henry that we did an homage to Travis and Greg at Hoss Tools. They like cooking their greens, and their greens would usually be collards, with either fatback or bacon. So what I did with our greens the other day, just to change the pace, was to cut the stems, just the part that doesn't have any leaf on it, cut them separately, throw in some bacon, and this was pre-cooked bacon, so it's not too fatty. Pre-cooked bacon into the pan, throw in the stems on top, cook them for like a minute just to get the bacon sizzling a little bit, then toss in the wet greens that have already been chopped down, and it was delicious. It was a really nice change of pace. Now, here's more of our cabbage back here, and you'll see those heads are forming up beautifully. And these are solid. These are solid. They're just amazing. These are Tiara, and they're supposed to only produce a relatively small head. They're only about a pound each. These guys here are Copenhagen, and they supposedly can get really humongous, like 4 or 5 pounds. We have our one surviving cucumber plant from before the big frost that got us last time. It has not set any new fruit. Only the fruit that was on it has continued to grow. But I am going to harvest this guy today because, well, it's just time. I can actually, because this is a jade cucumber, I can actually let it get quite a bit larger and it will not get seedy. But we still, you know, if we're uncertain of our ability to keep things from freezing to death later this weekend, because we're supposed to get solidly down in the low 20s, we'll probably harvest the other guy too, just in case, you know, the plant doesn't make it. But we can say that this is our first greenhouse cucumber. So pretty cool, pretty cool. And completely organic, etc., etc. I mean, you know, nothing's been sprayed with anything weird, and we know everything that's been going on. Okay, back to watering here. Say, well, hope you enjoyed this little bit of silliness, and Now you know what we're doing in the greenhouse. It's November, mid-November, and we still have a pretty nice looking jungle. If you haven't subscribed already, please do, and be sure to hit that notification bell so that you know when we've done another video. We have lots of stuff coming up this winter. We'll be doing more greenhouse, we'll be doing garden planning, probably some cooking. Henry and I both love to cook, and I've had a couple of requests to show what we're doing with the vegetables that we're growing in the greenhouse. We'll be doing all kinds of stuff in the next few months. We're already seriously thinking about our garden. We need to do a recap of this year to talk about what went right, what went wrong, what we learned. And we'll see you next time. So until then, keep researching, keep growing. And even if all you can do is put a single pot on your windowsill someplace, or even just daydream, keep it up. See you later. Bye. And Jack is holding the floor down. It's such a hard job, you know.